Welcome along to BPM 2012, where we, Point Blank Music School, are here to exhibit our DJ courses and Ableton Live performance courses. As well as that, we're hosting 2 seminars, one with Ski Oakenfold on electronic music composition, and one with Ben Bristow on the skills of scratching with the new DJ M2000. Let's check it out. So Ski, BPM, how's it been today?
It's been great, it's been really good. It's been a good opportunity to meet some of my students actually. I didn't know they were going to turn up, but people that are on my current EMC course have been coming along, and it's been really nice to sort of meet them. The seminar went really well. I broke down Larry Heard track, Can You Feel It? Big influential track for me.
A classic.
A classic, yeah, and basically kind of reenacting what I do in the course, and a bit sort of the Friday Forum live vibe as well. With an audience, a live audience, which was great.
So yeah, the seminar itself, did you have a big crowd? You know, how did people react to seeing EMC live, as it were?
It was really good, yeah. I mean, it was pretty full, I think, the room, and people stayed, which is a good sign.
And so Ben, can you give us a bit more insight into the actual setup? You know, you and Ski jamming here at the stand.
Basically, he's just running the output of his sound card into one of the channels of the mixer, so meaning we can send stuff he's doing into the RMX, or I can scratch over his beats that he's making.
We kind of take it in turns, like who initiates it. So maybe I'll start a beat and get some kind of groove up on Ableton Live, and then Ben will start scratching along to it, kind of finding the tempo, or it might work the other way around.
That kind of jam format something you do when performing or when working with other guys?
I think it's more the fact that because there's such great hardware now, like the Novation Launchpad and the APC40, it kind of takes you away from the computer and makes you kind of actually perform your arrangements. So in that way, I have that kind of mentality a lot now.
And a lot of interest from people coming over?
Loads of interest, yeah. I've seen quite a few students, current and past ones, coming over saying hello. A few DMC champions. Chad Jackson had a chat with Blakey as well, who helped us with our Scratch Live course.
How about the seminar? You know, you obviously did the kind of DJ skills using the 2000s and the 2000 mixer. Can you give us a bit more insight into what happened?
Yeah, I was just really I did a little routine, and then was showing people a few little cheat scratching things you can do, utilising the effects and the kind of, the insert effects and the transformer effect on the mixer. A few things you can do with the CDJs with the kind of wide pitch range and changing the pitch of samples and adding like echo to them and stuff like that.
So we're here joined by Andrew, the sales director from Smithson Martin, and we're going to check out the KS-1974. So Andrew, can you give us a bit more info about the unit?
So what the KS-1974 is, it is a multi-touch MIDI controller that is running our software called Emulator. What Emulator does is it allows you to custom MIDI map any available software on the market, whether it's DJ, lighting, or production. So to give you a quick overview, here it is. If I hide Emulator, which was sitting on top of Tractor, you can see Tractor running underneath it right here. Pop it back up, and I can see Emulator. All of a sudden, what our program allows you to do is cut holes in it so that you can see the relevant aspects of the program underneath. For example, the track browsing, and you can build your custom MIDI controller around it. So what we give you are a series of knobs, faders, XY pads, encoders, and buttons to build the MIDI controller of your dreams for any software that is out there. You have all 4 effect engines all at once. No longer do you need 2 Control X1s, you can do it all with the 1974. If you don't like where this fader is, move it. If you don't like where this knob is, move it. If you don't like the color or size of something, change it. It has made a multitude of my controllers pretty much useless to me because I can now use one small tabletop unit to do all of the same things. You build exactly what you want every single time.
Right, so we're here at BPM 2012, joined by Tim, mix architect for Allen Heath, and Tim's going to give us a little bit more info on the new Xone DB4. So Tim, give us a quick run through of the mixer.
Okay, we just updated the firmware to version 2.0, and with that, we've given you the ability to completely choose your own routing. Effects can be pre or post fader, pre or post EQ. The bypass can be pre or post effect. You've got 3 different modes to work with in terms of the way that the dry-wet control is going to be. So that's this classic send, right? It's a dry-wet mix, and there's also a hybrid mode, which combines the two.
Okay.
So if you're into dub, this is the machine. We've also given some MIDI clock generation, which is kind of a big deal for users of Ableton Live, and some master bus processing, specifically in being able to choose a crossover point, mono your bass, widen the top. It's a heavy scene. There's a few new effects that have been thrown in, and we've also linked up the K2s to give you hands-on control over the loopers, allowing you to adjust the level of the loop itself, change the loop size, and do a whole bunch of weird stuff. We have this thing called slip mode, which super tweaky if you're into that kind of thing. So.
And how about your personal involvement in this, piece of equipment? You've got quite a relationship, right?
Yeah, it's nothing but tears and misery and blood, sweat, sometimes semen, because it takes that to get things the way they need to be. So.
And you're a happy man now.
I am. I'm much at peace with this now that we're here.
So that's it here from us at BPM 2012. We've had an amazing time, and we'll see you again next year.
At Point Blank Online, you've got two methods of interaction with your tutor. Firstly, you've got the weekly online masterclass, which is in real time. And then also we've got feedback on your assignments, and that's known as DVR. So the online masterclass is a 1-hour session you get with your tutor every week. You can ask questions about the lesson content and get instant feedback, and also demonstrations on the fly from their computer desktop with our streaming technology. DVR stands for Direct Video Response, and the concept is really simple. You upload your Ableton Logic or Cubase project file to your tutor, he downloads it and then pushes record on the screen capturing software and evaluates your work, so basically giving you one-to-one feedback. You see all of the mouse movements and any parameter changes made by your tutor. It's kind of like sitting in the studio over their shoulder watching what they're doing whilst they work. We have found the DVR process has truly revolutionized the way that we teach online, and the results speak for themselves. Book your place on the course now by visiting pointblankonline.net.